The 5 accused 9/11 terrorists are planning to plead not guilty at their New York City trials. Their own attorneys saying they are seeing this trial as an opportunity and a platform to blast America. My next guest says these thugs do not deserve that platform. Debra Burlingame lost her brother Chick on 9/11. He was one of the pilots of the hijacked plane that hit the Pentagon. Debra, welcome to the program. Obviously, you don't want these trials to take place. You don't support it. But let me play devil's advocate for a moment. This is an example where we can show American democracy working. We can show that we are the rule of law, that our trial system works. It is the crown jewel of our democracy. Put it on display.
It won't be on display, Stuart. This is going to be an unprecedented situation where you have foreign terrorists who attacked us from a foreign country, from afar, targeting innocent civilians for mass destruction. They've been held, they were captured under the laws of war as combatants. They were held and interrogated for years, and now they're being brought for trial with constitutional cloak of constitution.
Is it unprecedented? You said it was unprecedented. We've had terrorist trials before. Moussaoui, for example.
The Moussaoui trial took 4 years. That man was apprehended not on a battlefield, but in Minnesota. And after 4 years, he pled guilty. There was never a trial on the merits. What we saw in that, what was called a circus, was a sentencing trial where he took command of the courtroom. He called the judge the little bitch of Buckingham, referring to the Queen of England, called the sitting judge names. They couldn't muzzle him, and this will be worse.
We could stand it.
This will be worse.
Our democracy is strong enough to stand that kind of verbiage. And if Khalid Sheikh Mohammed gets in the dock and starts spouting holy war, jihad, killing the infidels, does that not to some degree work in our favor?
No. Here's why it's not worth it. Because the case will devolve into putting the United States government on trial. And remember, in federal court, as in a civilian trial, he has the absolute right to represent himself. He's been wanting to fire all his lawyers in the military commissions. That's not allowed. He will have the right to represent himself, and that means he, not his security-cleared lawyers, he will have access to all our most closely held national security secrets. This is giving the enemy everything we know about al-Qaeda and him. Moreover, it means that if they don't want to give that information, they have to dismiss the charges that rely on it.
I didn't know that.
Very dangerous.
Can you stop it?
Well, we're starting a monster rally. We're going to have one in New York City on December 5th. That's a Saturday. This is being put together by 9/11 families, by first responders from the FDNY in New York, and by military families. We're asking everyone to come to New York on Saturday the 5th.
Saturday, December the 5th in New York City. But I put it to you, Debra, okay,
yes.
A monster demonstration. That does not necessarily stop these trials from taking place. Only the politicians can stop it.
Well, this is going to be a national campaign, and this is where we're beginning. We are going to be reaching Americans all over the United States. We're going to tell them to ring their congressmen's phones off the hook, go to their local districts and say, we're mad as hell. We are not going to take this man who sawed off the head of Daniel Pearl, who targeted with weapons of mass destruction men, women, and children going to work or going to Disneyland on these planes. We're not going to give him a forum at the place of al-Qaeda's greatest victory, right down by ground zero.
I've got a few seconds left, but a personal question, if I may. Would you tell me how you felt when you heard the news from Eric Holder?
I actually cried. I was prepared for this. I thought, but I cried. It was sickening to me. Danny Pearl's parents said it was sickening. Lindsey Graham called it a perversion, but it made me cry because I know what this man is going to do to the victims' families. He's going to. Part of jihad is tying up Lower Manhattan, making it a mess. This will be a great victory for him to declare. And you know, you talk about a recruiting poster. The greatest recruiting poster of all is the sight of the planes going in and the towers falling, and they will get to relive that right from the site of their greatest victory.
December 5th, monster demonstration, New York City. Debra Burlingame, thank you very much, ma'am. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
We really do. It's being called